Let me start by providing some context about my situation. I, 27F, am a project manager at a major tech company in Seattle, where I've been leading the development of our new AI-driven customer analytics platform. Over the past 3 years, I've worked my way up from a junior analyst position, taking on increasingly complex projects and building a reputation for delivering results under pressure. Every morning, I walk into our sleek office building, greeted by the familiar hum of computers and the scent of premium coffee from our well-stocked break room. My team of 12 developers and analysts has just successfully launched a revolutionary customer behavior prediction system that's already generating significant revenue. This success hasn't come easily. I've spent countless nights poring over data, refining algorithms, and managing stakeholder expectations. I've been living in my grandmother's old condo for the past 5 years. After she passed away, my father inherited the property. We had an agreement that I would pay rent, which I've faithfully done while building my career. The arrangement seemed perfect. I was able to live in a nice area close to work while maintaining my independence. The condo holds special memories of my grandmother, who always encouraged my interest in technology and supported my decision to pursue a career in tech instead of the family business. Growing up, the dynamic in our family was always complicated. My sister Abigail, 22F, was the golden child, while I was expected to be the responsible one. When I wanted to join the robotics club in high school, my parents hesitated because of the membership fees. Meanwhile, they never questioned spending thousands on Abigail's dance lessons and competition costumes. I worked part-time jobs throughout college to support myself, while Abigail was free to focus solely on her social life. The situation changed dramatically last week during what started as a normal family dinner. My sister announced her engagement to Thomas, 23M, and dropped the bombshell that they're expecting a baby. My parents were overjoyed, but their happiness quickly turned into something else when they turned to address me. "We need to discuss your living situation," my mother began, using that formal tone she always adopts when she's about to say something unpleasant. I felt my stomach tighten as she continued, "Now that Abigail is starting a family, we think she and Thomas should move into the condo. It's in a better school district and has more space for a baby." I sat there, stunned, as she laid out their expectations. Not only did they want me to move out, but they also expected me to continue paying rent to help support your sister's new family. My father sat silently, suddenly very interested in his coffee cup, while Abigail smirked from across the table. "You have a good job," my mother pressed on. "You can afford to help your sister start her life. It's your responsibility as the older sibling." When I tried to object, pointing out that I'd been paying rent and maintaining the property for years, she dismissed my concerns with a wave of her hand. "Family helps family," she said firmly. The conversation devolved from there. Abigail chimed in about how selfish I was being, while Thomas sat there with a smug expression, already mentally redecorating my home. It was surreal watching them plan my displacement while expecting me to finance it. The worst part was seeing my father's continued silence, the same silence that had enabled Abigail's entitled behavior throughout our childhood. That night, lying in what would soon no longer be my bedroom, I began analyzing the situation with the same methodical approach I use for my tech projects. My mind wandered back to all the times I'd supported Abigail, helping her with homework, lending her clothes she never returned, covering for her mistakes. Now they expected me to sacrifice my home and financial stability for her irresponsible choices. The next morning at work, I found myself confiding in Jennifer from our legal department during our usual coffee break. Her expression grew increasingly concerned as I explained the situation. "This isn't just family helping family," she said, setting down her cup firmly. "This is financial exploitation. They're trying to make you subsidize your sister's lifestyle while taking away your home." As a project manager, I'm trained to look at problems systematically and find solutions. I started documenting everything, every conversation, every text message, every financial transaction. The more I dug, the more disturbing patterns I uncovered. My sister had been laying the groundwork for this for months. I discovered that Abigail had been sharing her master plan with friends on various social media platforms. In a private family group chat that she thought I couldn't access, she was bragging about how she planned to manipulate our parents using her pregnancy. "Those old fools will pay for everything," she wrote. "Maybe we'll have more babies soon, they'll have to keep supporting us then." The timestamp showed this was posted just hours after the family dinner. I began formulating a comprehensive plan. My years in tech have taught me the importance of thorough documentation and strategic timing. I've already started setting up secure cloud storage for all the evidence I'm gathering. My team at work has been surprisingly supportive, especially Samantha, our lead data analyst, who offered to help me archive and analyze the digital trail my sister has been leaving. Working in tech has given me more than just technical skills. I've learned how to navigate complex political situations, manage difficult stakeholders, and most importantly, how to play the long game. Each day, I maintain a professional facade while meticulously building my case. I document every interaction, every financial transaction, and every manipulative message from my sister. The more I investigate, the more I uncover about Thomas's background. Through my professional network, I learned that he has a history of failed business ventures and unpaid debts. He's been floating between part-time jobs, never staying at one place for more than a few months. Yet, my parents seem blind to these red flags, enchanted by the prospect of becoming grandparents. Last weekend, I overheard Abigail on the phone with her friend, laughing about how she plans to quit her retail job as soon as she moves into a condo. "Why work when I can just guilt-trip everyone into supporting us?" she said. Besides, the baby is the perfect excuse to never work again. The casual cruelty in her voice made my blood run cold. I've started examining the property records and lease agreements related to the condo. Jennifer helped me understand my legal rights and options. While my father owns the property, I have established tenant rights. More importantly, I've maintained detailed records of every improvement and repair I've made to the property over the years. My mother has been sending daily texts, alternating between guilt trips and thinly veiled threats. "Think about your future niece or nephew," she wrote yesterday. "Don't you want them to have the best possible start in life?" The manipulation is so transparent now that I've learned to recognize it. Each message is carefully saved and categorized in my growing database of evidence. The parallels between project management and my current situation aren't lost on me. Just like at work, I'm dealing with scope creep. What started as a simple housing arrangement has morphed into an attempted financial takeover of my life. I'm facing stakeholder management issues, with family members trying to change the terms of our agreement. And just like in my professional life, I need to implement a strategic solution. I've been researching new apartments, but I'm taking my time. Each viewing is an opportunity to document the financial impact of my family's demands. The difference in rent, the moving costs, the loss of my investment in the current property, everything is being carefully calculated and recorded. My team at work has noticed the change in me. I'm more focused, more driven than ever. Our project's success has caught the attention of senior management, and I've been invited to present our results at the upcoming board meeting. The irony isn't lost on me. As my family tries to tear me down, my professional life is soaring to new heights. Yesterday, I discovered something that made my whole body go cold. In a series of direct messages I managed to access, Thomas was bragging to his friends about their perfect setup. He wrote about how they won't need to work because they'll have a free housing and a guaranteed income from me. They're already planning to demand more support once the baby arrives, counting on my parents to pressure me into compliance. The final straw came this morning. Abigail sent me a link to a baby registry filled with luxury items, designer furniture, top-of-the-line strollers, and clothing from expensive boutiques. The total came to more than 3 months of my rent payments. The message attached read, "Since you're being so difficult about the condo, the least you can do is help us prepare for your niece or nephew." I've started implementing phase 1 of my plan. First, I'm documenting every instance of their attempted manipulation and financial exploitation. Samantha is helping me create a secure database that tracks every interaction, every demand, and every threat. The evidence is building into an irrefutable case of their true intentions. My father finally called me yesterday. Instead of defending me, he tried to rationalize their demands. "Your sister needs stability right now," he said. "You're already established in your career." His words confirmed what I've always known. In their eyes, my success is just another resource for them to exploit. As I sit in my office, overlooking the Seattle skyline, I feel a strange sense of calm. I've spent years managing complex projects, navigating corporate politics, and delivering results under pressure. Now I'm going to use those same skills to protect myself from my own family's exploitation. Tomorrow, I have a meeting with Catherine, my director, about a potential promotion. The timing couldn't be better. As my family tries to force me into a role of financial servitude, I'm positioning myself for greater professional success. The contrast between these two realities, the attempted exploitation at home and the recognition of my value at work, has never been clearer. I'm not just protecting myself anymore. I'm setting an example for others who might find themselves in similar situations. The skills I've developed in my career, strategic thinking, documentation, stakeholder management, are becoming the tools of my empowerment. The next few weeks will be crucial. I'll continue gathering evidence, building my case, and preparing for the confrontation that's coming. They think they're dealing with the compliant older sister they can manipulate at will. They're about to learn that the irresponsible daughter they've taken for granted has become someone far more formidable than they realize. I'll update as things develop. For now, I'm focusing on executing my plan with the same precision I bring to my professional projects. As we say in project management, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And I intend to be very well prepared indeed. Update 1: The past 2 weeks have been intense. My background in data analytics has proven invaluable as I've been methodically documenting and analyzing every aspect of my family's manipulation. My team at work has been extraordinary, not just professionally supportive, but personally understanding as well. Jennifer from legal helped me uncover something significant about Thomas's past. Through public records research, we found a pattern of financial misconduct. He's been involved in 3 failed business ventures in the last 2 years alone, leaving a trail of unpaid debts and angry investors. Each venture followed the same pattern: grand promises, initial investments from trusting relatives, and then sudden business failures with no accountability. Yesterday, I received an unexpected ally. Thomas's former business partner reached out after hearing about his engagement through mutual connections. The story he shared was illuminating. Thomas had apparently attempted a similar financial manipulation with his previous girlfriend's family. The relationship ended when they discovered he'd been secretly accumulating debt in their names. Meanwhile, Abigail has been busy on social media, posting about her journey into motherhood while subtly hinting at financial struggles. Her latest post read, "So blessed to have a successful sister who can help us start our family right. #family first, #baby on the way." The comments section is filled with mutual friends praising her for keeping family values and suggesting I have an obligation to help. But her private messages tell a different story. Thanks to Samantha's help, I've gained access to conversations where Abigail discusses her real plans with friends. "Once we're in the condo, we'll start working on baby number 2 right away," she wrote. "The more kids we have, the more they'll have to support us. My sister's stuck paying for everything, she can't say no to her nieces and nephews." Catherine, my director, called me into her office this morning. "The customer analytics platform I developed has caught the attention of our CEO. We're expanding the project globally," she said. "And we want you to lead the international implementation. This promotion comes with a significant salary increase and equity options, information I'm carefully keeping from my family." The most revealing development came through Thomas's carelessness. He left his email logged in on a public computer at the library where he occasionally works. A concerned librarian, who overheard him bragging about his plans, made copies of some disturbing emails. In them, Thomas details their strategy to several friends. "Once we get her condo, we'll start pressuring her for more. She makes good money in tech, and with the baby coming, she can't refuse. We might even get her to cover our credit card debt." I've started implementing phase 2 of my plan. Using my project management skills, I've created a detailed timeline of their manipulation attempts, financial demands, and documented conversations. Jennifer has helped me understand the legal implications of their actions, particularly regarding tenant rights and financial coercion. The evidence keeps mounting. Today, I discovered a group chat where Abigail and Thomas discuss their plans to purposely damage the condo once they move in, calculating that my parents will force me to pay for repairs. "We'll tell them it's all baby-proofing expenses," Abigail wrote, followed by laughing emojis. My sister always falls for the family guilt trip. But they've underestimated me. Years of handling complex corporate projects have taught me the importance of timing and preparation. Every manipulative text, every financial demand, every social media post is being archived and timestamped. I'm building a case that will be impossible to deny or explain away. My mother's latest attempt at manipulation came yesterday. She sent a long message about how family heritage and sisterly duty should outweigh my selfish career ambitions. I responded with a single question: why aren't you asking Thomas to get a full-time job? Her answer was telling: complete silence. The most satisfying development has been watching their confidence slowly turn to confusion. They expected me to cave immediately to their demands. Instead, they're facing a methodical resistance they never anticipated. Each time they make a demand, I respond with calm, documented facts about their previous manipulations. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with a forensic accountant recommended by Jennifer. We're going to trace every financial transaction, every debt, and every attempt at manipulation. My family thinks they're dealing with the compliant older sister they've always known. They're about to discover they're actually facing a strategic adversary who's been 3 steps ahead of them this entire time. For now, I'm maintaining my professional composure at family gatherings while gathering more evidence. Each day brings new proof of their schemes, and each piece of evidence strengthens my position. The confrontation is coming, but it will happen on my terms, with irrefutable evidence of their manipulation. As Catherine told me today, the best defense is a well-documented offense. I'm not just protecting myself anymore, I'm preparing to expose a pattern of manipulation that they won't be able to deny or escape from. The next update will likely come when I'm ready to execute the final phase of my plan. The responsible sister they've taken for granted is about to show them exactly what responsibility really means. Update 2: the execution of my plan has been proceeding perfectly. Last week, our global analytics platform launch was a massive success, and with it came an unexpected advantage. During the celebration dinner, Catherine pulled me aside with news that changes everything: I'm being offered a director position in our London office. The timing couldn't be better for what I'm about to do. The most damning evidence came from an unexpected source. Thomas's mother reached out to me privately after discovering some troubling information. Apparently, Thomas has been secretly meeting with his ex-girlfriend, making plans that directly contradict his supposed commitment to Abigail and the baby. I now have surveillance footage from our office building's security system showing these meetings, as his ex-girlfriend works in a neighboring company. My sister's facade is cracking under pressure. When she discovered she couldn't access any of my financial information through our shared family accounts, she had a meltdown at Sunday dinner. "How am I supposed to plan for the baby if I don't know how much money we'll have?" she screamed, inadvertently revealing her assumption of access to my finances in front of several shocked relatives. Thomas's past is unraveling faster than expected. 3 of his former business associates have come forward with documented evidence of his financial schemes. One particularly detailed email thread shows him bragging about how he plans to use the pregnancy to secure long-term financial support from my family. "Once the baby's here, they'll never let us fail," he wrote. "It's the perfect safety net." The most satisfying development came during a family gathering last weekend. Abigail, unaware that I've been documenting everything, began boasting about their plans for the condo. She mentioned wanting to renovate the entire place, and how my sister will obviously cover the costs she owes us for taking her space. My Aunt Sarah, who has always seen through Abigail's manipulation, recorded the entire conversation on her phone. I've been strategically sharing select pieces of evidence with key family members. My grandfather, who built our family's business from nothing, was particularly disturbed by Thomas's history of financial exploitation. "This isn't about family helping family," he said after reviewing the documentation. "This is about enabling laziness and fraud." The promotion offer to London has become my secret weapon. While my family continues plotting to exploit my income, I'm quietly preparing for an international move. Catherine has already fast-tracked the visa process, understanding my need for quick execution. The look on their faces when they realize their planned source of income is moving to another continent will be priceless. I've discovered that Thomas has already begun taking out loans in anticipation of accessing my income. He's been telling creditors that he has guaranteed family support coming. These documents, combined with his history of financial fraud, paint a clear picture of his intentions. Jennifer is helping me prepare a legal brief documenting all of this, just in case they try to challenge my decisions. The most recent family dinner was particularly revealing. Abigail and Thomas presented a baby budget that included luxury items and extensive home renovations, all based on the assumption of my financial support. When I calmly asked about their own income plans, Thomas mumbled something about future business opportunities, while Abigail rolled her eyes and said, "We'll be too busy being parents to work." Tomorrow, I'm meeting with Catherine to finalize the London position details. The timing aligns perfectly with my lease expiration, and the company will cover all relocation costs. My family's plan to exploit me is about to collide with my own carefully orchestrated exit strategy. I've secured copies of every manipulative message, every financial demand, and every conversation where they've revealed their true intentions. The evidence is overwhelming, and it's almost time to use it. As we say in project management, timing is everything, and the countdown to their realization has begun. The responsible sister they've taken for granted is about to show them what strategic thinking really looks like. Next update will likely be the final execution of my plan. Update 3, today, I executed the final phase of my plan with precision that would make any project manager proud. I waited until the monthly family dinner, where Abigail and Thomas were planning to announce their comprehensive financial plan for their future, a plan that heavily relied on my continued support. The timing was perfect. Just as Abigail started her presentation about their expected family support needs, I calmly opened my laptop and connected it to the dining room TV, something we often did for family photos. Instead of pictures, I played a carefully curated video compilation of their private messages, social media posts, and recorded conversations, all revealing their true intentions. The room fell silent as they watched Thomas bragging to his friends about exploiting my success, Abigail mocking our parents as gullible old fools, and their detailed plans to manipulate the family for financial gain. The coup de grace was the surveillance footage of Thomas's secret meetings with his ex-girlfriend, including clear audio of them discussing their ongoing relationship. My mother's face went through a remarkable transformation as she watched, from confusion to disbelief, and finally to cold fury. My father, who had always been passive in family conflicts, stood up and demanded an explanation. Thomas started stammering about things being taken out of context, while Abigail burst into her usual dramatic tears, but this time, no one was buying it. The most satisfying moment came when Thomas's mother stepped forward. I had privately shared the evidence with her a week before, giving her time to verify everything independently. She announced that she had already contacted the previous families Thomas had attempted to exploit, and they were all willing to testify about his pattern of financial manipulation. Abigail's attempts to salvage the situation only made things worse. When she tried to claim she was just joking in those messages, I played another clip of her detailing their plans to deliberately damage the condo to extract more money from me. Her face went pale when she realized just how thoroughly I had documented their schemes. The aftermath was swift. My parents, finally seeing the full scope of their manipulation, immediately rescinded their demand for me to leave the condo. But it was too late. I announced my acceptance of the director position in London, complete with a substantial salary increase and full relocation package. Thomas's mother, proving to be a valuable ally, laid down strict conditions for any future family support. They would have to move in with her, where she could supervise their spending, and Thomas would have to maintain full-time employment. Abigail's tearful protests about needing their own space fell on deaf ears. The family dynamics have shifted permanently. My parents, trying to make amends, sent me a beautiful engraved laptop case with a note acknowledging their failure to recognize the manipulation. My father, in a rare moment of assertiveness, has insisted that Abigail and Thomas attend financial counseling if they want any future family support. Today was my last day at the Seattle office. Catherine hosted a farewell party where she announced that my customer analytics platform would be implemented across all international offices. Looking around at my supportive colleagues, I realized that while my biological family had tried to exploit my success, I had built a stronger professional family that truly valued my contributions. As I pack for London, I feel no regret. The condo that was meant to be their rent-free paradise is being sold, with my portion of the proceeds going to my new flat in London. Abigail and Thomas are living with his mother, who runs her household with military precision and zero tolerance for manipulation. My final power move was declining their invitation to their wedding. Instead, I've arranged for the money I would have spent as a bridesmaid to fund a year of therapy sessions for them, a gift that their new therapist will reveal during their first mandatory counseling session. The responsible sister they tried to exploit has become the architect of their complete reality check. As I board my flight to London tomorrow, I'm leaving behind not just a city, but a pattern of manipulation that will never entangle me again. Success truly is the best revenge.